Welcome back to another episode of Your Daily Real Estate. I'm Tristan. Got a different scenery. The other one's at the front there if you're watching on YouTube. If not, don't worry about it. Let's talk about market trends, market stats, just getting ready for the client so that when you're faced with that situation, when somebody asks, how's the market, you don't come back with a cheesy answer depending on what you want to do, right? That's not what they want to hear, right? They want to understand what the market is like in general. They want to understand locally and then nationally, or they want to understand nationally and then locally, and then say, it really depends on what you want to do, but don't lead with that. So here are some things that you want to take a look at to stay on top of market trends. All right. Number one, I want you to take a look at what's free. And what's free for me, I always go to Google. Just go on and take a look at news, real estate, and then put in your city. And then you'll see everything that's happening locally. That's number one. In fact, that's how I do it daily. Number two, still free. I love going to Twitter, and I love following specific people. Number one is Mike Simonson. Mike Simonson, if you follow him, he created Altos Research, which we'll talk about in a little bit. He always provides data, free slides, which are great. And then Lance Lambert. Lance Lambert created Resi Club, and he puts out a lot of content. I think he must post like 6 to 10 times a day on X. And these people only post on X for the majority of the part. And that's because they have a great audience there. So go for the free, follow the right people. While you're at it, follow me there on X as well. All right, number two. Here's where you're going to pay to get some great content. And so for me, I love paying for things that give me data on a national level and things that allow me to go and dive into my area specifically. Right. So number one is going to be Altos Research. I can type in any zip code or any city and it pops in all the active homes, the median price point, days on market, and it gives it to me in a really nice snapshot. So I'm able to look at it, and more importantly, I can snap it from my computer and send it to whatever clients I want or save it, right? I love having this information handy. Number two, Resi Club. This is more of a national look, and sometimes it gives you things outside of the scope that you would think is relevant to real estate, maybe like investment properties and how they're selling, or multi-residential, but it really educates you as a whole and gives you some really valuable information. You also have Keeping Current Matters, which I think is something that we all need to have. It gives you more light information. It grabs it from different places. But those are the places that I would go to pay. Obviously, there's more. And then the obvious ones that are free, but not really free. You have to belong to them. One is NAR. If you're not using their products already, like their research documents, those are absolutely great. I would go to those, download them, study them. In fact, use them and snapshot them and put them out there so that when you're reading them, when you're showing them in your presentation to clients, they understand that you know and you have the data, right? Number two, the other one that is free but really isn't, is the MLS. Look, this is where we get all of our information from, right at the click of going into whatever your MLS is, right? And every state also has, like for us, we have a California Association of Realtors, but every state also has all the stats for the whole state. So you can go into either one of those, but again, you have to be a licensed real estate agent paying. So those two are kind of free. It's why kind of free, kind of not free. But what you want to do is continually look at these things because they do come in handy. People value your opinion. I mean, look, you are an expert here, right? You do this for a living. You've got to have these stats down. Understand what's on your market, what's active. Understand what's sold, right? Understand where the rate is or the absorption rate is, if you know how to calculate that. And if you don't, just ask ChatGPT. It's pretty easy. And then next, how long are homes staying on the market, like days on market? And then the more localized you can get, like you can be like, hey, that neighbor over there, they were listed, but now they're not. And here's why. That's important as well. So if you have any other ones that are your favorites, obviously there's a lot more, but I want to know what you think on Instagram. Message me. I'd love to discover new ones, or just let me know what you think of market stats in general. Thanks for listening in.